Hello, Jan here. This is another video where I talk about AI and automation and how to solve world problems and using basically power tools that you can access. And I'm learning a lot here from these exercises, and I wanted to share some of this with you. You don't have to be a coder, and you don't have to be super smart either. You just have to understand processes. And this tool that I'm using is called N8N. And the problem that I had is I wanted to pull a series of documents, Word documents, into a database where I could analyze the documents, where I can search the documents and use AI to derive very significant value from not just a phrase search of sentences or paragraphs, but relationships between documents, meaning of words and sentences and things like that. Google uses vector databases as well. And I wanted to just show you the model real quick. I don't want to run this now because I've run it already. And it's going to build duplicates, and we don't want to deal with that. So basically, very simply put, I have a Google Drive. All the documents are there. I wanted to basically take those and store it into Pinecone, which is one of those vector databases that you can test out. There's many of them out there. Very simply, I kick this off by clicking the execute workflow. Search files and folders, download the file, loop over the items. I learned this from Nate. I forget his last name, but it's basically a way for you to ensure that each document is being processed 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order, rather than doing big batches or big bulky uploads to the database that may fail. And to have the whole process stop is not what you want. So anyway, this is the one that processes. It stays here for a while, clearly, because it's got to scan through all these documents and loop and upload them, and it goes around and around and around. These tools these areas here, embeddings and documents, are basically complementary to the process and must be there for the systems to work. There is an idea that you have to understand all the inner workings here. That is incorrect. If you understand that you have a problem of uploading documents to a database and then you can solve it with a workflow like this, then more power to you. However, now the next question is, how do we get to this data? So we build another workflow. So let's come in here. So there's the Facebook Google Drive upload, and here is the retrieval. So I'm going to show you this now, which is super cool. And by the way, these documents were provided by my good friend Jason Horning, who's a master Facebook dude. And we've done a lot of work together as well. And by the way, the quick pitch is our agency does Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube ads, funnel development, Go High Level, HubSpot, Salesforce, all of that. But really what I wanted to share with you today is the power of AI automation and these workflows. I'll have more videos coming out, by the way. Super excited about this stuff. I kind of lost sleep here last night, developing a lot of cool apps. By the way, all of this is inside this N8N environment, but this can be exposed as an API, which really then takes it to the next level. API is kind of a container for a number of functions that sit within the API. So you can use an app to call this functionality directly. And I'll have another video on that later, testing a bunch of stuff, as you clearly can tell. But it's also something that not only is lots of fun. I mean, seeing these animations work, it's weirdly it kind of just draws you in. But here's the crux of all of this. We're actually helping people. We're helping people become more productive, helping them understand processes and workflows better and mappings and how their ecosystem works. And ultimately helping overall productivity in the organization, where you can look at cost savings, you can look at opportunity costs, you can look at productivity in terms of how many hours do you spend on a certain task. We can automate and improve that process. We can also train your staff, your team, on how to do other things in the organization that perhaps they didn't have time to because they have to babysit all these, ridiculous steps. I'll leave it at that. Think Excel here, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask some questions to the vector database about Facebook ads, and it's going to animate here in a second. You'll see it, but it's also going to dip into the database for specific information that has been uploaded via the document list from the Google Drive. And this is where real innovation starts to happen, because you can get your private IP, intellectual property, out into the hands of your audience, which can be a private audience within a group or a community, or you can expose this out to your website as a chatbot, pulling information directly from the vector database. It's amazing, guys. So let's do this thing. And so what I'll do here is I'll simply pop out the chat. Actually, what we'll do here is we're going to pop out the panel so we can get a little more visibility here. And I'm just going to move this up slightly. So this looks real good, guys and gals. All right. So first question is, I happen to know about a specific framework, so I'm going to ask about it here. What is the... Actually, I'm gonna do this now. What is the PAB ads framework? That's interesting. It duplicated it and it didn't write it correctly. So fancy dialogue, but you can see the animation. You can see it actually popped over here to Pinecone vector. You can see it down here. And then it came back. And so here we go. The PAB ads framework stands for the Problem Agitation Benefit Framework. This is structure often used in ad copy to captivate the audience and drive engagement. Here's a quick breakdown. So the problem, start by identifying a significant problem that your ideal customer is facing right now. Think of it as an if-then statement to grab attention. Agitation, aggravate the issue through a short, compelling story. I won't read all of this. And then benefit, so PAB. Finally, declare how you solve this problem. Back up your claim with data and examples if possible. Let the audience know how your offer directly addresses their plight. Finish by explaining what your offer entails, addressing objections, providing a solid guarantee, wrapping it up with a strong call to action, throw in a friendly closing and maybe a PS to sweeten the deal. Remember, the PAB framework isn't just about pointing out problems. It's about leading your audience towards a solution, kind of like turning their frown upside down. So this is a combination now of the vector database and AI pulling together a very cohesive, solid outline with lots of details. So now I can say, and by the way, this is the memory piece here that allows us to, as we process things and as we ask questions, the memory, it will know that we are speaking in this particular session about these particular problems so that it remembers what we're talking about. So let me ask this. How can I use PAB in my coaching and consulting business? We work a lot with coaches and consultants, so let's go ahead and ask here. So it hit the vector database again, and now it's running the Open AI chat model here. And let's see what it comes up with. So the problem agitation benefit can be a powerful tool for your coaching and consulting business. Here's how you can use it. Start by zeroing in on the specific issue that your coaching clients are facing. For example, many business owners struggle with scaling their operations without increasing overhead. It's like not knowing how to bake more cookies without burning them. Agitate the problem. Tell a story that elaborates the problem, perhaps about a client who faced these challenges, felt overwhelmed by the potential for failure. Paint a vivid picture so that your readers can feel the urgency and gravity of the situation. Think of it as your dramatic cliffhanger before the hero swoops in. Wow, that's great. Present the benefit. Now your moment is to shine. Now is your moment to shine. Explain how your coaching services solve this problem for past clients and how it can do the same for your audience. Back up your claim with testimonials and data that substantiate your effectiveness. It's like saying, here comes the hero to save the day. Make your offer. Clearly state your coaching package, the benefits included and how participants can take advantage of it. Wrap it up with a strong call to action, inviting prospects to take the first step towards solving their woes. Address objections, provide assurance, directly any resistance they might feel, such as cost of time constraints, and an offer guarantee to reinforce their confidence in choosing you. It's like giving them an emotional support safety net to land on. Friendly closing and a PS. See how it's kind of now giving you more detail from that framework within the special context of the coaching and consulting business. Close with a friendly PS, a warm closing, and for a cheeky twist, add a PS, reinforcing your offer and nudge them to take action. Maybe something like, PS, don't forget to book your consult today. Not console, consult. Your future self will thank you. By applying this framework, you'll engage your audience more effectively and showcase the value of your services in a way that's both relatable and compelling. Your clients will thank you, I promise. So this was pulled from the Problem, Agitate, Benefit framework inside the Pinecone vector database. So now let's ask, what is the best funnel to use? Is it VSL? So let's ask that. And now you see it spinning again. It touched Pinecone, and we're going around, and it's back to AI here. And now it's formulating the best answer from the data sets. And you can see it's pretty straightforward now once we have it up and rolling. And we can see the outputs over here. This is a way for us to kind of debug and look at, various areas of the flow. And this is great while you're developing. But now here is the answer. Choosing the best funnel often depends on your specific business goals, target audience, and the type of product or service you're offering. However, utilizing a VSL is a popular and effective method for many types of businesses, including coaching and consulting. Here's why. VSL attraction, engagement and conversion, clear and concise messaging, a proven framework, hook, benefits, proof, offer, CTA, versatile use. And if you're still unsure if it's the best to use for your business, consider testing various funnels such as webinar funnels, email sequences, or lead magnet funnels to see what resonates best. And again, it's pulling from the original source. And wow, this stuff is working, guys. So I'm just going to close that out. But ultimately, here's what we did. We had that problem where we wanted to collect all the intelligence about the Facebook ads through a series of documents. Some of those are in great detail. They were in a Google Drive. Wanted to process that, put it into that database, which is a vector database. Then we want to come in and have an interface to it. And we chose N8N here. And then we developed this workflow where we simply ask it a question. Then we have the AI agent process it using the OpenAI key, API key, simple memory to provide the context ongoing in this session, and then pulling from the vector database and presenting it back out. And that's basically what I wanted to show you today, how a problem like this can be easily solved with AI and automation. And it can get a lot more complex than this. Also, one thing we can add to this is, let's say if you have a team that's providing documents and SOPs and other things for your company or for your business, we can segment that into certain folders if we want to in Google, or we can have kind of a master dump area where documents have been approved. They get put into the Google folder. And this guy here can actually trigger, so we can set up a time to trigger. So anytime it sees a new document, it just uploads it to the vector database, which means you don't have to babysit this and go in and manually process this in batch modes, etc. It just runs. So 24/7, man, these guys don't sleep. It's a on time, on demand situation, real time also. Tremendous here in terms of opening up your personal intelligent research document store to the world or to your specific audience, as well as keeping it organized and exposed in such a way that it creates value to your audience, which is it's all about, really. I mean, you're trying to help here, right? And if you want to, hey, there's maybe a section of this that belongs to a paywall, meaning it sits behind a paywall that they can pay for it through a subscription or a one-time annual fee, etc. That's another discussion, but super excited about this, as you can tell, and I have a lot more going on. The next video I'm going to share with you is how we actually use voice and text to talk to this and to pull data from your calendar. We can not only read from the Google Calendar, we can also update the calendar and have conversations about how we can create easy meta data, including real content that you can use to optimize your business. And by the way, this is running on a desktop right now. We can run this obviously on mobile, and it's all good, my friends. I appreciate you watching this video. Super excited about it. Again, your next question might be, how do you do all this stuff? We'll get to that. I'm thinking about opening up a community to get into this, but only if I see that there's excitement about learning this, because right now I'm in sharing mode. So, and I'm learning as well. I've been at this game for a while, meaning the internet game, but this is somewhat new. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, this was sort of science fiction. Now it's here at small businesses, big adoption rate, but there's a lot of complexity here. And not every business needs to get super fancy either. This can get very simple for some of you. So anyway, Jan here. I'll talk to you later. And hey, if you like this, please like it, share it, and I love your comments. Keep it coming.